Hi friends, in our last session we have started with our chapter of energy, in which we have discussed types of fuels, then what is energy, then LPG and CNG. In today's session we are going to see various types of energies, hydel energy, that is thermal and non-thermal energies. Okay, this is Faizan Kagdi and I welcome you all to our lecture series of basic mechanical engineering. So let's begin. So now we are going to see biomass energy, then hydel energy, tidal energy and geothermal energy. So let's begin with biomass energy. Now the first question comes in our mind, that what is biomass? Biomass is basically an organic matter which consists of several types of waste. For example, we would say urban waste, then industrial waste, forest residues, vegetable waste, then crop residues, right? Then we would say that chemicals. So combination of all this waste contributes to biomass. Okay, and from a biomass we can obtain a gas called a biogas, even called a methane gas. We can even say that biomass is an organic material which has a stored sunlight in form of chemical energy. So biomass includes wood, biofuels and biogas, that is a methane gas. Bioenergy is generated when biomass is burned. Okay. It is also used for a cooking purpose. So let us see the advantages. Plants ensure a continuous supply of energy due to their continuous growth. Potential for rural areas. So it is highly potential type of energy. Okay. Then biogas, that is methane gas, can be used for cooking purpose, and even biogas can be used for generating electricity. That is, we are called as a biogas plant or biogas power plant. Okay. So this gas can be passed into a gas turbine to generate mechanical power. From that we can obtain electric current by making use of generator. Waste can be used as an excellent fertilizers. Okay. Next, disadvantages. So we would say that except biogas production, the other biomass energy sources have to be established a significant role. Availability is limited. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of biomass energy. Now let's see our next type of energy, that is called hydel energy. Now in a hydel energy, the energy is in the form of flowing water and can be used to produce electricity. Hydropower plant can be generated using water collected and stored at high elevation and led through a tunnel or a pipeline to a turbine located at a low level. So basically we can say that it indicates a hydroelectric power plant. That is, we have a best example, Narmada Dam. So how we can generate electricity? Let us understand that. So it is very simple, that on one side of a dam which is at a higher level, we can say that water possesses potential energy, right? That is MGH. Now when that water is allowed to pass to the other side, so we would say that gradually its potential energy will be converted into a kinetic energy, and then that kinetic energy will be exerted inside a turbine, that is water turbine, to rotate the turbine blades. Once a rotational motion is produced, so we can say that kinetic energy is further converted into rotational motion by means of a turbine, which is called as a mechanical power. Once a mechanical power is generated, we can supply it to an electric generator which can produce electric current. Okay, so in this way we can say that hydel energy is useful for generating electricity. The minimum height of waterfall must be 10 meters. Okay. Hydroelectric power generation capacity of India is 27,010 megawatt. So this is a value which you need to keep in mind. Okay. Let's see further. Advantages of hydel energy. So we would say that longer life. So it is very obvious. Minimum operating staff is required. Then non-polluting and hence environmental friendly. Now talking about disadvantages, so we would say that hydroelectric power plant projects takes a longer time for clearance. Resettlement of displaced people is a major problem associated to any hydropower projects. So this point is very obvious, that wherever there is a river, in its vicinity there will be some minimum population of people. So the resettlement has to be done, right, for clearance, for generating that hydroelectric power plant dams. Okay, so large scale initial investment is also required. Okay, let's see further. Tidal energy. So it is very obvious that, as the name itself suggests, tidal power plant. This energy can be used for tidal power plant. Now, where these dams can be established? So we would say that these power plants are established on ocean, on sea. Okay, the concept is same. Again, we would say that potential energy of water is utilized to convert it into kinetic energy. That kinetic energy is further utilized to generate mechanical power in a turbine. Okay, and from that we can generate electricity by making use of electric generator. But this power plant is based on tides and ebbs. So the time period between two tides is nearly about 12 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, so based on that we can say that there are three types of cycles which can be utilized, that is single tidal cycle, single ebbing cycle and double cycle, which are utilized to generate electric current. So this form of energy is related to a local geographical condition, that is a tidal flow. As water flow in the form of tides from a higher level to a lower level, it can be used to generate electricity. That is basically potential is converted into kinetic and from that mechanical power and electricity. Okay, the tidal energy can be harnessed by constructing a tidal barrage. That is basically a dam is constructed. During high tides, the sea water flows into the reservoir of a barrage, turns the turbine, which in turn produces electric current. During low tides, when the sea level is low, the sea water stored in a barrage flow out in the sea and turns the turbine. So this is called an ebbing cycle, single ebbing cycle. Now what are the advantages? So we can say that it can be a source of energy for the coastal cities. No raw materials is required and generation is quite cheaper. Let us see the disadvantages. So availability is for a limited duration and varies with time and location. Generation capacity is quite lesser, that is electric generation is comparatively less if we see the generation of hydroelectric power plant. Operational difficulties during bad weather conditions. Okay. Now next topic, geothermal energy. So as the name itself suggests that geo means earth and thermal means heat energy, which means we can make use of heat energy which can be obtained directly from underground of the earth's surface, that is earth crust. So what are the examples of that geothermal energy? So we can say that hot springs, glaciers, streams, right? These are coming directly, naturally out from a surface of earth. So why not we can use that steam to generate mechanical power by directly installing a steam turbine, right? So such a power plant which is installed by making use of a geothermal energy is called a geothermal power plant. So as you can see, I have written that geothermal energy means heat energy from earth. The earth's core with a temperature as high as 60,000 degrees Celsius, and it is a molten mass possessing vast amount of energy. Now as you know that the radius of earth is 6400 kilometers and it has various layers. The inner layer is called a solid core, inner core. Then after comes the outer core which is slightly molten. Then after comes the magma layer, okay, molten layer. And then after comes the earth crust. So the water which is present in the earth crust receives heat energy directly from the center of the earth. Okay, as we know that heat flows from a high temperature to a low temperature, which means it is flowing towards the earth's surface from a center of the earth, and because of the heat energy, some portion of water which is present in the earth crust gets vaporized and form steam. That steam is directly coming out from a surface of earth which can be utilized to generate mechanical power, and from that electric current can be generated. So this energy sometimes breaks through the earth and produces volcanoes also. The steam is then used for power generation. Now let us see the advantages. It is an inexhaustible energy resource. It is very cheap. It is good for hilly, remote area where no other source of energy is available. Now the disadvantages are these hot springs are generally away from area having potentials of industrial development. The stream energy is to be used as it cannot be carried out for a longer distance due to loss of energy and due to cost factor also. Okay guys, so in today's session we are keeping up till here. In next session we will continue with our topic of nuclear energy, that is thermal energy portion. So till then, stay tuned and thank you all.